didn't go.
I was not on 6th Street. If I was, I might have floated down there on the arc, the duck arc that might have went down there. I was sitting there bickering and, not maybe bickering, but needling some of the Texas people when we were doing this delay. And coach from TCU, Daryl Anderson, and then the coach from Baylor, I forget Mike Ford, I think is his last name. And I was telling them, what's wrong with y'all Texas people? I was like, this is unbelievable. I was like, it never rains this hard in Eugene. And they was like, they thought, and then they said, what about the Olympic trials? I was like, close, but not this hard. Anyway, but it was fun. I think our staff, not only our staff, but start with our staff, did a absolutely outstanding job of handling that adversity. I think I may have said that before. Our operations people, our coaches, and then of course the kids. The kids did a phenomenal job of just staying on task. Because 6-hour delay, that could be tough, and I think it affected those hurdlers more so than anything because they were the first ones up, so they had to be on call the most. Warm up, sit down, warm up, sit down, warm up, sit down. That other group, we came to the track and then it was a delay, and then we left. So then we were on call, but we were on call back at the hotel. And so it took us about 12 to 15 minutes to get back to the track. So once we got the word to come back, they gave us 40 minutes before they actually did the first starting event. But absolutely outstanding job by everybody in dealing with the go, don't go thing. So good.
Qualified a lot of people, both men and women.
Yeah, 13.
How realistic is it to sweep this day?
How realistic is sweep? I don't know if it's realistic at all. Has that ever been done before?
A&M did it 3 years in a row.
A&M did it. Well, shit. Then there you have it. No, I don't know if we've even thought that far down the road. Not the way I look at it is I'm probably not the one that should be getting interviewed because the men are third and the women are fifth in this thing. So they don't give a trophy to the fifth place team. Maybe they give a trophy to the third place team. But
but I didn't ask you what somebody else's form charts said. I asked how realistic it was, and you outperformed the form charts all along, all season.
Yeah, well, of course you're always going to hear me say I don't give I don't care about the form charts.
Right.
Those
so how
people
realistic is that? You don't care about the form charts?
No. We'll go out and compete. What do I always say? The kids will go out and we'll put them in the best positions to be successful. We'll put them in the best position to be successful, and we'll go for there. And if at the end of the day, when who's ever sitting up there punching in the point score and the Ducks win, we'll take it. But we're not paying attention to form charts. We're not talking about scores. We're not worried about any of those things because we can't control any of those things. All we're able to do is go out there, go to the starting line, and perform to the best of our ability. So we'll let somebody else, the scorekeepers, keep the score, and we'll just perform.
How proud were you of Jordan to come back in the 5 the way she did after the disappointment in the 10?
Jordan is an absolute stud. I've said this all along, is that she's a phenomenal talent, a phenomenal person, and just a phenomenal human being. So to see what she had to experience there on that first day, and then to come back and bounce back, come back, however you want to call it, and perform there in the second stage is a true testament to her mental and to her will.
What's it going to mean for this team that these 3 seniors that will be participating on the women's side? This is going to be their last events.
It's one of those things to where I'm sure there's going to be some emotion tied to those things, just like everything that we've done here in the championship season. And actually, maybe not even the championship season. It's kind of been that way all along. This is the moniker that they keep going to. This is my last Pepsi meet. This is my last Twilight meet. This is my last Pac-12. Everything has had that moniker. It's even been to the point to where this is our last Daisy Duck luncheon. And so everything that they do, it's their last time around. And of course, they're an awesome group, and they've been together for a while. To see them to grow right before your eyes and to grow before the Hayward Field faithful is awesome. You couldn't script it any better for those kids.
Did the men exceed expectations in Texas, or did they perform as you thought they would?
I think the men were all around solid. Nothing really stands out, especially they just went in and did what they were supposed to do. I don't really see any of the people that we have there. Those people are supposed to be here in Eugene competing. So nothing out of the ordinary. If a stretch, I guess, would be the 4x1. That's a team that doesn't get to run a lot, doesn't get to practice a lot. So we have the football guys there that come out and do it. And ever since spring ball has been over, they just get more and more reps. And so to have them all there and to be able to actually squeak in, we were the fastest qualifier there after the first heat. So it was a good run.
How long had DeAnthony been able to work out with the team?
Couple weeks probably. Maybe a week, 10 days.
But he hadn't run since Pepsi, right?
No, he hasn't run since Pepsi. And then, of course, he took some time off after spring ball to get himself back together and take care of some things. And then to come out here, and they've had, I guess if I had to put an actual number on it, 3-4 practices before we went to Texas.
Before the season, a lot of focus on your women's team, not as much on your men's team. Your men's team is slowly moved up as to where people are looking at them in a different way. How gratified are you with their emergence?
Hey, somebody's doing something right around here. I don't know who you credit for that, but the good and exciting thing about this, and I've probably said this for a couple of years now since we missed there in some recruiting things for a couple of years, is that the men's team is going to be really good. And not only are they going to be really good, if you look and list those names of the people that you're talking about, they're young kids, and you get a lot of those, a good mixture of those old kids, Trevor Dunbar, Mac Fleet, Mike Berry. They come back, they'll be seniors, but then you got all the new kids, Jonathan Cabral, not Elijah Greer, but Jonathan Cabral, who's the Trevor Ferguson, Sam Krauser, Greg Skipper. All those guys are super young, so we get a good mix there next year. And then, of course, you guys know.
This year, though, aren't they? You keep talking next year, but
I like next year even better. But I think we're good. I think we're solid all around. We just, like I said, no surprises on the men's side. Really no surprises on the women's side as well, as far as those that have qualified to come here.
Who do you see as the team to beat on the men's and women's side? I know you pay attention a little bit to that.
The usuals, the same people there indoors. It'd be the same people there outdoors. So on the women's side, I would probably say A&M, LSU, Kansas, maybe Clemson. Is anybody else out there in East? Those are probably the players, the top 5 there. I guess I'm just regurgitating the stuff off the rankings list there. And then on the men's side, the same thing. A&M, Florida, Arkansas. Those same groups there. Luckily, we've had a chance to face both of those teams on the men's side.
How does that benefit you?
It's a different animal. Versus the dual meet versus the national meet. You really need some heavy hitters there in the national meet to make a huge difference. But as far as what those dual meets did, it just helps us prepare for that level of competition. There's an air of familiarity, knowing you haven't already raced those guys before. But it's not that big of a deal because our conference is really good as well.
How nice is it to have it, here, to not have to worry about hotels?
Well, now here's another little twist. I keep hearing, and of course my colleagues talk about home field advantage. I don't know if that's as big of an advantage as people say. There's also some things that are attributed with hosting at home. expectations, the pressure of having to do it there, family, friends. Same thing, staying in your hotel or staying at your dorm room. You stay in your dorm room, is everybody having a hall crawl that night, or they're going to be studious and be quiet? So those things are all built into this hosting thing and being at home. But we're going to try and do some things different this time. And when I say different, we're going to treat it as a away meet. So we will not be staying in our beds at home or in our dorm room. We're going to go and stay in a hotel.
Football team does.
Well, I don't know if they do that or not, but if they do, kudos to them. But we're going to treat it like an away meet.
So with all these pressures that go in with having to meet here, you're going to try to talk to somebody about getting rid of the 2014 meets?
No, let's not go crazy now. Let's not go crazy. Those things are things that we want. Those things are things that make this community and make Oregon track and field special. So we just have to find a better way of being able to deal with them.
Have you ever done that before?
No, not at all. So
group movie?
I like it. Can you get us some inspirational speakers? You guys want to come and talk about all the great things that have went on here in the past before most of these kids were born?
For a small fee.
And money driven. But no, this is a first for us. But the thing that I told the kids is we did it that way in Louisville. We did it that way in Arkansas. Why not do it that way in Eugene?
Well, because some coaches think it's to their advantage to sleep in your own bed, eat your own, make your own food.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
How much is that going to cost you to get a hotel?
I have no idea. I'm
There's
sure.
money in the budget for that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Where are you staying?
No, none of your business. No, but yeah, of course there's money in the budget. Matter of fact, it doesn't even come out of our budget. It's a postseason budget.
You mentioned pressure on having a family as the athlete's family. How are you allow them to be at the hotel? Or?
Like for example, when I talk about family, you get these inundated with ticket requests, and so you feel bad. That's one more thing for you to think about how you can get Bill, Jenny, and Joe tickets, and you only get 2 tickets or 3 tickets or whatever. What do you do with the rest of them? When we're away, it's not an issue or not a problem. So basically, eliminate distractions, and that's one of the things that we've talked about during the championship season. Is put your head in the sand and pay attention to the kids, and don't let these outside distractions, because now is the time when these little things will creep up, and if you are worried about doing all this other stuff, then you'll miss something that could have been prevented. Matter of fact.
Same question I asked Dakota. Are there events on either side on the teams where athletes are sort of just ready to pop? They've had great practices, hasn't quite come through in the meets yet. Where are you more likely to score some extra points?
Well, if we're looking for unexpected things, I like the practices of our high jumper, Lauren Crockett. I think she's been phenomenal in practices, and just a matter of time for her to kind of show up and put that together in a meet. I'm kind of thinking that if I go tradition and according to history, a 6 feet clearance on the first attempt scores. You get out of that event and go to the hammer throw. There's another girl that Jillian Weir has been having some outstanding practices. Coach Whitsett's doing a phenomenal job there, and she's been having some phenomenal practices, and I think we got a small glimpse of that down in LA. So for her to actually get in and come back here, those are some things that, if it happens, it'd be awesome. Hey, appreciate you guys.
Elijah's looking for a ticket to Pre, by the way. So, yeah.
No.